Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, October 12th, 2020. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. The special 15 days voter registration period commenced last Saturday, October 10, 2020. The announcement was made by Governor General Dame Susan Duggan on Friday evening. The special registration period ends on October 25th, 2020.
Preliminary list will be posted by October 12th, 2020 in the various places mentioned in the notice published in the Gazette and the newspapers. Every person who is 18 years of age or older on or before October 24th, 2020 is entitled to be registered as a voter and must ensure that they complete their registration during that period.
Leader of the Unity Labour Party, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, has asked the electorate to give him the majority win come election day, November 5th, 2020. Speaking at the Central Leeward campaign rally last Saturday, Dr. Gonzalez reminded supporters that this will be his last election as Prime Minister.
For 20 years, I have served you as Prime Minister. And for those years, I have served you with commitment and honesty and love. I have given my all to you. This is the last time that I'm running as leader. I want you to help in showing an appreciation of what we have done together. Don't send me back with only a one-seat majority. Send me back with a big majority. You hear me?
Dr. Gonzalez also urged supporters to make use of the special registration period and make sure their names are on the voters' list to vote.
If you don't get registered by the 24th, it don't matter how much you jump up, you'll not have any use to Rando. The 24th is the last train to San Fernando. We don't have to wait on the last train. You have to start to take the train from Aldo. Go to the registration centers. You hear me? You have to take your birth certificate and a copy. And if you have any problem with that, ask Rando. Ask Rando. We have people to organize to help with that.
The ULP leader also urged all those who can vote to exercise this right and to assist the elderly, noting that a ramp for wheelchairs would be installed at polling stations.
You go to the polls, and if Granny told to walk to go to the polls, help Granny. Help Granny. I'm making sure I tell Brax at every polling station, we have to have a ramp if some people have to go up in a wheelchair. I want to make sure you turn out to vote and vote Labour.
The ULP leader urged all supporters to ensure that Orlando Brewster is their choice for Central Leeward.
Orlando, he's the youngest candidate on our team. And I want you to give him a bigger majority than a Louis Straker.
And Parliamentary Representative for East St. George, Camilo Gonzalez, has also asked the electorate to present his father with a parting gift for another term in office. Speaking at the ULP's Virtual Rally last Friday, at which the date for general elections was announced, the Minister of Finance said that the people owe it to Dr. Gonzalez for his vision and lifting SVG higher over his almost 20 years in office. He appealed to the voters to give the ULP leader a majority, as he would be passing on the baton of leadership to another elected representative.
We owe it to him for his yeoman service to this country, for his sacrifice and toil, for his strength and vision and leadership. We owe him a debt of gratitude and a thank you.
Yes, right.
And we cannot say thank you by giving Comrade Ralph another one-seat majority in government. The appropriate thank you, the appropriate recognition for the lion who has led us and continues to lead us, the appropriate recompense for the ancient warrior taking us to battle yet again to victory, is every single seat on mainland St. Vincent and pressure through the Grenadines. We can do it with your help. Our record is a record of progress and success, and we're proud of our record. There's more to be done, and we have proven that we are the party with the plans, the passion, the energy, the attitude, the cohesiveness to do it. Let's do it together.
Gonzalez, who was elected to represent East St. George in the 2015 general elections, says the New Democratic Party, the NDP, does not have a plan and that a number of their policies will not benefit the people of SVG. Highlighting the foreign policy among the NDP's deficits, Gonzalez thanked the Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sir Louis Straker, for developing what he described as a remarkable improved foreign policy, which he said has seen this country being a member of the UN Security Council.
185 nations do not always agree with us on every issue, but they know that we are strong, that we are principled, and we have reliable hands in which they can entrust matters of life and death and war and peace. They know that, led by Comrade Ralph, our country cannot be bought, sold, or silenced. They respect and listen to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There would be no such respect or influence for St. Vincent and the Grenadines with Friday at the helm. He and the NDP have proven time and time again that for them, foreign policy is short-term, transactional, and reckless. The NDP was against our election to the United Nations Security Council, is opposed to the defense of sovereignty and non-interference, opposed to relations with our hemispheric brothers in Cuba and Venezuela, opposed to relations with Taiwan, indifferent to the cause of reparations for slavery and native genocide.
And the leader of the New Democratic Party, the NDP, Dr. Godwin Friday, said Vincentians have been let down by the Unity Labour Party, which has made many promises since assuming office in 2001, and the majority have not been kept. Delivering an address to the nation on Friday, one day after the date for the general elections was announced, Dr. Friday said the people of SVG deserve better.
You with promises or gifts, but only when they want your vote. In the long years afterwards, they do not deliver. You can see this with the main hospital. When they first promised to build a new one in 2001, 19 years ago. You can see it with the National Stadium, which turned into an athletics track, which is not even up to Olympic standard. You can see it with the failure to secure major developments on mainland St. Vincent, despite big promises, flashy drawings. But after 19 years, there are still no new international hotels operating and bringing tourists and jobs for our people. You can see it in the failure to deliver jobs for young people, with nearly half of them out of work.
Noting that there is a clear choice in the elections, the NDP leader said Vincentians will have to decide whether they want more of the same or a better future under an NDP administration.
It is time for change, and time to give me and my team in the NDP the opportunity to plant the seeds for a better future for you and your family. Our country now urgently needs the biggest job creation program it has ever seen to prevent the worst unemployment crisis we have ever seen. This is why change is so important. In the NDP, we have a clear plan and the determination to build a better St. Vincent and the Grenadines for all our future. Our priority is job creation. We want to build a country that works for everyone and where everyone who wants to work can. Creating better conditions, which mean our people would be happy to stay and build their lives here.
The NDP leader said the focus of the party's campaign has been about job creation, and once elected to office, they will build a strong economy with a clear goal to protect, support, and create jobs.
We'll give businesses the confidence to retain current workers and hire new ones. We will make sure jobs are created in every part of our country. My personal priority is to give young people a better start and to give every Vincentian the opportunity for a fresh start. I can assure you that where there are problems, we will confront them. We have the determination and resolve to create a better future. And where support is needed, we as government will provide it. Be in no doubt that where challenges arise, we will overcome them.
The ULP's candidate for Western George, Curtis King, has promised that people of Queens Drive who are living on informal settlements will be provided with title deeds once the Unity Labour Party is returned to office. King made this promise last Saturday at the relaunch of the party's Western George office, where he also announced that informal settlers at Pole Yard will be relocated to a much safer area.
We are going to relocate the residents of Pole Yard. We are going to find an appropriate home for them, because that is the style of the government. We don't leave anybody behind. Our residents need the support, and we are going to give them. A case in point is the residential area in Upper Queen Drive, where poor souls have been living, and that informal settlement for over 40 years without title to the lands. Well, this caring government, this government of love, we are going to provide every resident there with title to those lands.
King also promised a more transformed and more developed constituency with several projects which he hopes to continue. These, he said, will include a tourism site at Belair Mineral Spring, a modern hospital, a commercial center, and an agriculture site in the Fenton area.
Right before our eyes, a modern city here at Arnesville. And right behind us, as part of that arrangement, we are going to put there an acute referral hospital right there. 6 acres of land. That is part of our continuing work to lift SVG higher by promoting our health service. And in keeping with the commitment of this government, at the old Arnesville Airport, a modern commercial center where young people and others in this community are going to gain employment during the construction phase, where they're going to gain employment while these business places are open and doing business.
The NDP's candidate for Western George, K. Bacchus Batiste, is urging party supporters to be vigilant during the 15-day special registration period. She was speaking to the gathering at the launch of her Arnesville party office last Saturday night.
I want you to be your eyes and ears. Make sure nobody who should not be voting in Western George to change and to vote in Western George. We have this election because we know what we are doing. We have trained agents. Yes. And let me tell you this. single person to vote. So we will have 410 or 600 voters on that day. They can't stop the ballot box. We calling it. Your day is done. Your day is done. Your day is done.
First Vice President of the NDP and candidate for Central Kingstown, Sinclair Leacock, said the upcoming general elections is the most serious in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines since adult suffrage, and the people of Western George must vote resoundingly for the NDP's candidate.
You don't have a difficult decision, because not only is that the right thing to do, but when others, with eyes wide open, and who call themselves historians, understand the significance of 1951, when our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents was given the right to vote, the same right that happened on the plantations and on the estates. And today, ignore the consequences of that decision and want to reverse history. You must deal with them and deal with them harshly.
Leader of the NDP, Dr. Godwin Friday, in his address to the gathering, continued to lament the high unemployment in the country, which he said continues to rise under the ULP administration. He said more needs to be done to stimulate the economy.
Because when we in St. Vincent and the Grenadines were standing still, the other countries of the OECS were going forward. In fact, the average growth rate of the economies of the OECS last year, the average was 2.7%. We in St. Vincent, we perform at the bottom, the very worst in the entire OECS. That is why people are finding it so hard. Our wages are the worst in the OECS. We are taxed more than anybody else in the OECS. And they tell you that they're so good at governing and they deserve another term. Which other term they deserve? Well, we tell them, they say, take you for one vote.
Vincentians have been saying special prayers for the nation today as thousands mark the annual National Day of Prayer activities. Some churches began prayer sessions from yesterday as they focus on the theme for 2020, Fear Not, I Am With You. The activity is usually held at the start of October to usher in the start of independence celebrations. Pastors prayed about problems currently being experienced in the country, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, a dengue fever, the effects of drought, the impact of heavy rains, and the general elections campaign.
It was fear not. Climate change, fear not, I control the climate. Virus, fear not, I control the virus. The election situation, fear not, I'm in charge of everything. God is calling us to trust Him. He's saying to us, don't fear. Don't allow these situations to overcome you.
Been so selfish and self-centered that we would even destroy our country. We will sacrifice truth and integrity. We will tear down and pull down one another just so that we can get ahead. Forgive us, Lord. We acknowledge that around these times we can become so consumed with our desire to win that we are willing to destroy the character, the life, the story of others. There have been times when violence has characterized our election activities. Forgive us, God. There have been so many times when we have chosen electioneering and election activities, even over the worship of you.
Lord, I pray that you will remember those who have lost their loved ones as a result of the dengue fever, that your compassionate love will be with them. You will comfort them, you will strengthen them, and you will uphold them with your mighty right hand. hand.
Lord, I bring before you now the doctors and the nurses and all the medical personnel who has been involved, from the ministry to the clinics to the neighborhoods and the communities. We bring them before you. We thank you for them, Lord. We thank you for bringing them to us and use them, Lord. I pray, Lord, that you will encourage them to continue in this work.
The Ministry of Agriculture is taking a different approach this year in its celebrations for World Food Day on October 16th. Leroy Jackson, chairman of the World Food Day Committee, said the change has become necessary due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, the usual exhibition and food fair will not take place this year. Instead, the Ministry of Agriculture will team up with the Ministry of Education to undertake some hands-on activities among schools that have agricultural science programs, and all units within the ministry have specific assignments.
Under the Animal Health and Production Unit, we have agreed that we will provide 24 broiler chicks to all the schools that have a broiler unit. They also will organize a farmers' field school that will teach farmers the importance of animal nutrition in animal production. And they will also provide what we call supervisory role in the establishment of these broiler chicks at the various different schools here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The ministry's Research and Development Unit will provide fruit tree crops to be used for tree planting ceremonies, while the Extension Division will provide technical guidance for the establishment of seabeds for vegetables, and the Fisheries Division will offer technical assistance in fish processing to students at the Georgetown Technical Institute. The theme for World Food Day this year is Grow, Nourish, Sustain Together. Our actions are our future. Jackson said the Ministry of Agriculture is also urging schools to mount their own displays.
I'm suggesting to them that they can invite all the students to bring an item as an agricultural product and have that product being displayed at their individual schools so that they can showcase their own exhibition. And at the end of the exhibition, they can leave these products to the tuck shop or to the school feeding program so that students can benefit from it.
Several projects are in the pipeline for the Marico constituency, including roads. So says parliamentary representative for the constituency, Sinclair Jimmy Prince, who was speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for the Evesham playing field over the weekend. Prince, who said that every village in his constituency has a completed project, but noted that roads saw a setback due to the shortage of aggregates.
In terms of roads, we intend, and one of the problems we've had with roads in this area is that recently we had a problem in getting aggregate. And that is why the Kilboney Road is not yet done, or the road to Riley, and that mountain road in Carré. But as soon as we rectify that problem, those roads would be done. Again,
Prince listed some projects yet to be done, including an early childhood center to Richland Park. He said a technical institute in Maricoa will soon start.
We are in the design phase of erecting, constructing a technical institute in the Maricoa Valley that will take care of the people who want to do or to take an alternative pathway apart from the academics. And it will serve the 3 secondary schools here, and of course the St. Clair Deacon, which is nearby, and the Adelphi, which is also nearby. And also take care of those people who are out of school and want to do something with their time and to make themselves employable.
Further, Prince announced that there would be a bus service traversing the Evesham area, which he said is needed at this time.
Secretary of the Ministry of Transport and Works, and he has assured me that we will have some bus service for school children from this area very, very soon. I'm announcing that because I think you need to know it. That apart from the playing field, we are taking care of the younger ones who go to 3 secondary schools at Convent, Emmanuel Mesbo, and Mountain View Academy. It is difficult to take 2 buses to go to Richland Park, for instance. And in any event, the buses come this way rather than going that way. So they're always at a disadvantage, especially when it rains, as it's doing now.
Principal of the Western George Secondary School, Diana Williams, said that the change of uniform at the school has helped to boost confidence among students who are also now more settled. The uniform was changed in September 2019. The principal said that students struggled with low self-esteem wearing in the original uniform, which was changed in September 2019 at the start of the new school year.
Well, one of the things which I never heard anybody talk about is the change in the uniform. We changed our uniform last year because one of the issues I discovered when I come is the low self-esteem, and they seem not to have much pride in themselves. From the moment we changed that uniform, almost 100% of the students changed their uniform, and we see more pride in the way they behave. Sometimes friends of mine will tell me they saw my students on the street, how lovely they look and how they were conducting themselves. So that, I think, made great help, not necessarily in this present result, but it helped the students being more proud of themselves in lifting their self-esteem.
The principal said this year was the first time that so many parents were excited to sign up their students or their children to attend the school.
After CPA, we have very few students who will register very early for the school. Very few of them will come and register. Sometimes just about 30 out of the large number that the ministry might have sent. This year, 80 students were already registered to come into the school before school reopened. We have never had that before. Never had that before. And I think it's because they start having pride and because the school itself is doing well. We have been doing fairly well in the last 5 years or so, and it seems as if it's getting better. And that too is encouraging the students, encouraging the parents to register here. It's encouraging the students to do well.
Williams is encouraging residents of the community to uplift the students rather than degrade them.
The community, I find sometimes people highlight what the children are doing, the negative things, and we do not see them highlighting so much of positive. The school has a lot of positive. Last year we won the junior netball competition. We reached 4th in football. There's so many good positive things that's happening here. We just wish that the community will highlight those things more about the children than what they're children. And a lot of the things that they're doing, sometimes it's just normal for the age group. Yeah. Yes, for adolescents. So we're encouraging the community, the country, people out there to support the children, not just as Western George, support children in general and highlight what they're doing that's positive.
And the students of the Western George Secondary School plan to use their achievements in the 2020 CSEC examinations as a stepping stone to greater achievements. 8 students gained 8 passes at CSEC, which included English and mathematics. Although these top-performing students did not do well at the CPEA examinations and entered the school with other challenges, they were determined to do well and said they had very good support from the teachers who pushed them to achieve. The students say they are now proud of the achievements and are hoping to achieve even greater in life.
Personally, I am very proud of myself. It's a very good thing for my parents, my fellow classmates.
You don't know the scene?
Come on. We are all happy about. Well, as for now, I am planning to do accounts, and I also plan to do natural sciences because I want to become a doctor as well. Yeah, that's just what I love as well. I love stuff like that.
I set 8 CXC subjects and I got all 8. Well, very proud of myself, and it's a good feeling to make your parents proud, so extra proud. Well, go to college, follow my studies a bit, and get a work to help out parents at home and them kind of thing.
Well, I feel astonished because I wrote 8 subjects and I got back. I passed all 8. Well, I'm currently going to go to the technical college, to computer and electronics technology. I pursue cable and technology, work a couple of years in St. Vincent, travel overseas, do my apprenticeship in carpentry, and hope one day to be an efficient carpenter.
CXC I did very well, as I obtained 8 subjects that I set, so I think that was pretty dope. I had like 3 motivational forces from that attend this school, and they were like the system, like from my support system, they were from the root. Be successful throughout college. I want to open a business in the later future. I join the Navy. I become a affiliate, going to affiliate marketing. Yeah.
Well, I plan to further my studies at the community college, open my own business and do other things. Well, we had to do online classes. The online classes wasn't so interesting, so you know, sometimes you don't want to go to school on computer or on phone, so sometimes you just don't go class. Or sometimes you might miss out on some important information, so.
Good. See, I was thrilled by my performance. Yeah. See, I did 8 CXC subjects and I obtained the 8 of them. And it's to like go technical college and do business studies, sales and marketing. And other plan, for play football.